right, hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. I would say all the things that other YouTubers say, but your girl has not been consistent enough. I have not been consistent enough to do all of that stuff, to say like, if it's your first time here, if you've been here before, because at this point, baby, this is my first time here too. At this point. It's wild because I am so consistent with other areas of my life, except here. Maybe because, I don't know, I don't know. I don't have no excuses. All I can say is that I am motivated. Not even motivated. I guess motivated, yes, but I am inspired to do better. And because I've been inspired to do better, I'm just gonna do better, and I don't have any excuses or anything to say about that. So since this is all of our first times here, including myself, my name is Jessica, and yeah, I just want to pick up this camera today, one, to start a habit, and two, I recorded a little mini vlog of getting to know me way back in, like, I think February. Was that February? No, yeah, I think that was February. And it was supposed to be 10 facts, but it ended up being 5 facts because I realized you got to become prepared when you come in front of this camera. But I guess I didn't learn my lesson because I'm here today with just vibes and no notes again. But today I do have an idea of what I do want to say. And so let's just continue on with a little bit of the facts because we're getting to know each other here. And it's like a little bit of a story time and just a little bit of a teaching of just some things I've been learning in this season. So I guess I can say fact number 6 about me is if God tells me to do something, I'm gonna do it. And it's gonna lead into this story time that I'm about to say. So in January, well, before January, I'll say December. Because I knew before December. Sometime last year. Sometime last year in 2022, the Lord told me to quit my job. I worked in education. I've held various roles within education. And I felt there was a shift coming, but it was just confirmed. And so when I knew that I was needing to leave my job, I heard like, like next year you're not going to be working here no more. I'm like, cool, because I wasn't planning on being here next year either. So we're on the same page, Lord, no problem there. What I did not know is when he said next year, he was meaning like literally like after Christmas break next year, not like next school year. And so I'm gonna insert some footage here before I go on with the story. I'm gonna insert some footage here about my last day and like how that went with me packing up stuff and just things of that nature.
So this is how the day started, driving to work. I pulled up, ready to get this day started. So this is just a video of what my office looked like before and all the things that need to get packed up. I actually did this over a 3-day period, and I was taking things home little by little so people wouldn't just notice. This is just during the process. This is how it looks afterwards. We do a little dance.
Don't work here anymore.
Funny. And it's a wrap, y'all.
And so with leaving my job, or like him telling me to leave my job, You know, anytime the Lord has told me to do something, I have reaped like a greater benefit on the other end. So I wasn't like concerned or anything of that nature about how this process was going to look, because I, in my head, assumed that it was going to look like, you know, how it looked in previous season. I was wrong. I was wrong. I was wrong. I was wrong. Cause let me tell you something that they don't tell you. Let me tell you something that they don't tell you when it comes to following the Lord. You know, God just has great plans for all of us, and he gives us dreams, thoughts, and ideas of just these great people that we're gonna be. The crazy thing is, when we have these dream thoughts and ideas, we don't know that the person that he's told us that we are up here in the physical, we're not that person yet. Right? And so the process that he's going to bring you to become that person is gonna look unique, and it's gonna look different, and you're going to experience things to grow you into being that person that he already said you are. And so it was very foolish of me to think, you know, that this process would look similar to how it looked in the past, okay? So me, he said, leave the job. Okay, cool. You know, I had a little bit of coins stashed away, saved up to last me for a minute till I just take care of bills and all that stuff. And so when the winter break came, my direct manager, me and her already communicated, like we was cool. So we've been on the same page, and she knew that I was going to leave, right? And so when I explained to her, like, actually, I've been telling you I'm not coming back next year. Actually, I'm not coming back after winter break. And she was like, okay, cool, you know. Because we were on the same page. She already knew. Who I had to speak to was my principal. And so I talked to her about the situation. She had been gone on maternity leave. And so literally, like, the day she came back to campus, that was the day I was telling her that, like, yeah, I'm not going to be returning for the next school year. Not even next school year. See, look at me. I'm not going to be returning after winter break. And so I let her know, and she just like, what? What happened? Like, da-da-da. I'm like, no, you know, nothing happened. You know, I just really want to take this time to, you know, focus on other things and aspirations that I have. Which was not a lie, because one, the Lord did tell me to leave at that place, but two, at the time and still now, I'm running a nonprofit organization that, like, you know, it's in its infancy stage that needs love and care. And so I wanted to pour more attention into that so it can do what it needs to do, because it was generating income, but it could generate more if I had the time to, like, really pour into it what I wanted, you know, to pour into it. So it was the truth. And so let her know. And then I left out that office, and, you know, I didn't feel no ways. And so fast forward, the last day of school came, packed up my stuff, and, you know, turned in that laptop, turned in my keys, and I was out of there. You know, we're good, we're Gucci. And so one thing that I will say that it goes along to me assuming that it was going to look how it looked in the past, you know, something that I'm not gonna say something that they don't tell you, but looking back in hindsight, what I wish I would have done is, like, sat down and asked God, like, okay, I know you're telling me to leave. What do you want me to do in this season, right? Because I feel that I would have optimized my time if I had direction instead of just going off vibes. Wow, that's a trend. I need to fix that. I need to fix that. Instead of just going off of vibes, you know, and just doing whatever I wanted to do, because, yeah, I could have saved me some trouble. Definitely could have saved me some trouble. And there's actually some more that we're gonna unpack there, but you know, I'm gonna keep this video light, easy, and breezy. So I guess that can be fact number 6, that I'm gonna do what God told me to do every time. Period. Ain't no questions asked about it. Fact number 6. I don't have one at the moment. Oh, wow. Okay, no. Fact number 6. I have a podcast, and y'all should really be subscribed to it and listening to it, because right now I'm talking about a series. Right now I'm doing a series on identity, and literally how the book of Exodus is like about identity, which is wild because I've read that book before from one perspective, but I'm seeing it in a new light now. And so honestly, if you listen to the podcast episode, you can, you know, see where I'm going with this. But identity plays a lot into just who we are, how we relate to other people, how we relate to ourselves. So it's really important to have like a solid foundation of who you are, because if you don't, it creates trouble for your life. And that's literally what happened in the book of Exodus with Moses and the children of Israel, is because they lacked or had an inaccurate understanding of who they were and what they were called to be. And so, you know, that's part of the reason why I want to say identity is the underlying reason why them boys was traveling around for 40 years for a journey that only was supposed to take 11 days. Wild time. But we are talking about that on the podcast, and episode 2 is going to be, part 2 is going to be dropping this week. And so you would want to subscribe so you get the notification to listen to it. You can listen to it on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. And I think I'm gonna end this video right here because I'm rambling and thinking of things to say. Y'all, I'm going to get better. It's not going to be vibes every time I come in front of this camera, because y'all are going to see the shift. Like when I start planning my stuff, y'all gonna be like, oh, okay, yeah, okay, Jessica, we can see you was reading off some notes today. I sure was, because I was prepared. But you know, sometimes you just got to pick up the camera and just do the stuff and help yourself create a habit of doing something. Because imagine if I said, you know what, I don't have any notes, I can't record today, I'm gonna wait until I write something down. That could have prolonged this whole thing another day. And you know, honestly, how I see this process, you know, y'all can, you know, it's a growth, it's a journey. And so we can see how these videos are now versus how they're gonna be looking like a month from now. So I'm here for it. You know, everything's not perfection all the time. Y'all have to see the real, you know, the stuff they don't show you when you be trying to, you know, put stuff out there in this world. But anywho, thank y'all for tuning in. Yes, make sure you like, make sure you comment, make sure you subscribe, and I'll see y'all on the next video.